Jamal, how do you diagnose this game? What did you see?
I think we got outworked. I mean, that's the first thing that I'll say, and I'll look at it. That's not our style of basketball. They beat us to 50-50 balls. Our communication broke down one too many times in transition, finding bodies. You got to give them credit the way they defended, the way they made it tough on us at the rim. They did some very good things, but we have to be better in that regard.
Do you feel like the difficulties converting at the rim and the general difficulties on offense from the third quarter onward seeped into the defense apart from their transition scores?
It seeped in because when we miss at the rim, they're able to get out on the break. And then you're cross-matched. Once you go to the rim and you don't finish or you don't get a call, then you're at the rim, and they took advantage of us, being down a body.
I know you're not one for excuses, but when you don't have guys like Franz, Jalen, and Tristan, just how hard is it to dig out of a stretch like you had in the second half where shots aren't falling?
Yeah, it's the little things within this game. I think they, like I said again, they beat us to way too many 50-50 basketballs that probably resulted in about 15 points. So our ability to, come up with those loose balls, come up with the rebounds, that's got to be what we're about. And tonight we didn't do that on a consistent basis. Regardless of who's on the floor, we've got to be better in that sense.
I know we talked before the game about how well you guys were doing, taking care of the ball. Tonight, obviously, that wasn't the case. What did you see out there as far as the turnovers?
I think a lot of times, again, you got to give Golden State credit, the way they swipe and swarm the basketball, their ability to get their hands on it, and, us trying to make the easy play was what we probably need to do more of, the quick and simple decision. But then they give them credit for them getting a hand on a lot of basketballs in order to turn us over.
Jamal, what did you see on the 7-minute stretch from the end of the third to the top of the fourth without a field goal?
I think we attacked the basket. We didn't make it at the rim. I think that's what goes into that stretch. You're at the rim, and we've got to convert those. And those breakouts were happening because you missed some easy early looks or some tough ones at the rim. And I give Golden State a ton of credit for being able to make it tough at the rim. And then the times that we had, some open looks, they didn't fall.
You play again tomorrow. Just how important will it be to kind of flush this one away and focus on Portland?
Yeah, we can take a lot from this, learn from the things that they did. We got to play a very good Portland team tomorrow who's just as physical, who can turn you over. So we got to make sure that we take care of the basketball tonight, learn from this game, and then move on to tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Coach.
Anthony, what do you make of this game as to why the tide turned when it did and turned as completely as it did?
I think, it felt like all night they were beating us the 50-50 balls, offensive rebounds, and I think when they hit that run, they just did a good job capitalizing on all those things. They started making threes. We got a little stagnant. They started getting stops, and with a good team, it's hard to give up extra possessions and win the game when there's a lot of shooters on the court.
This wasn't for the team its characteristic success when it attacked the rim. Was it something that Golden State did well to defend the rim, or could you guys have done something differently there?
I think they did a good job packing the paint. Knowing our personnel is a lot of drivers, so I think they had a good game plan. But always we feel like we have the advantage in the paint. So this is definitely a game we should have finished better at the rim. We just got to lock in, finish layups, finish free throws, and attack.
You guys, the last several weeks, had been doing a great job taking care of the ball. What made it tough to do that tonight against this Warriors team?
I think just a little bit of indecision. Like I said, they were doing a good job being in the gaps. So we just got to continue to see the help, make the next pass and the extra pass, and we just got to shoot the ball when we're open and get good looks without turning it over.
When you go through a cold stretch, as you guys did in the second half there, how much do you miss guys like Franz, Jalen, and Tristan, who obviously provide so much offensively for you guys?
We miss them the whole game. So obviously during those runs it would be good to have them. But for now, it's the group we have is what we have. So we got to figure out something we can go to.
How would you assess your performance tonight and really the last several games?
Getting better. Still not where I want to be at. Still not putting games together consistently. So just gotta lock in. Gotta make shots. Probably gotta play a little better defense.
I know it'll be tough playing a back-to-back tomorrow in Portland, but after a loss like this, do you kind of like the fact that you can kind of flush this one away pretty quickly?
Of course. It's no time to dwell on it. Obviously, we could watch the film on the plane and figure out what we need to do tomorrow. But like you said, it's another game tomorrow, another opportunity to come out and play, and another opportunity to try to get a win.
Thank you.